After applying foundation primer all over the skin, you're going to use your under eye corrector to identify all those areas on the skin that are dark, like dark areas under the eyes, blemishes, scars, anything like that. So we're going to put the under eye corrector there in those areas and blend it out with the finger. This way that under eye corrector will actually cancel out this color so that it doesn't compete with the foundation that we're going to put on top of it. Now on the outer perimeter of the face, I'm going to apply the foundation that matches my skin tone, and then we're going to leave the inner portion open, and then we're going to blend it out with this beauty blender. Then after that, we're going to apply a lighter foundation into the center of the face. And this is just a trick I like to use to brighten up the center of my face. We're going to do highlight and contour later, but I do find that this kind of keeps my foundation very bright, or my face very bright. And I like the end result, really. After that, we're going to apply the Radiance Creamy Concealer by NARS in the color Walnut underneath the eye. And with my concealer, you guys, I like to let this just kind of dry down and get a little tacky, so I'm leaving it right there while I do my eyebrows. So after I finish my brows, I'm going to use the beauty blender, the pointy part of the beauty blender, and blend out that concealer underneath the eye, that highlight concealer. It's dried down a little bit, so it has a little bit of a heavier coverage when I'm blending it out, but it blends out pretty seamlessly. Now with my banana powder by Ben Nye, I'm going to use a compact powder puff to apply this light yellowish color powder underneath the eye and allow it to bake on that highlighted area. I'm also going to apply this color to the chin and on top of the eyelid, where we're going to apply some eyeshadow a little later. I find doing this will just kind of help the to set that foundation that we put all on top of the eyelid area and avoid any creasing from the eyeshadows and things like that later. Now with this Morphe M504 brush, I'm going to take the powder that matches my skin tone and blend this into my crease. This actually works because I've highlighted the center of my face, so the center of my face is lighter, so therefore I can apply this powder that matches my skin tone into my eyelid, because you know, the center of my eye is not actually matching my skin tone right now. Then on top of that, I'm going to apply Rust eyeshadow all over that crease, and then kind of apply it into my onto my top eyelid all over. It doesn't have to be fancy or neat. Then with this eye blending brush by Lori Hogg and this deeper chocolate color called ROTT by Melt Cosmetics, I'm going to sweep this kind of in a diagonal towards the head of my brow, and this will just make my eye look a little bit bigger. So I'm sweeping it up And then you guys, I picked up this really tiny brush and went into the teal, and it was going to go into my eye, just kind of apply this without any base on it. But then I found out that, I mean, it didn't really look that vibrant. So then I went to go to the NYX eyeshadow base in white so that I can ensure to apply this along the bottom of the eyelid to just ensure that that the eyeshadow was going to go on very vibrant. I used the same exact brush that I'm going to use for the green eyeshadow for the eyeshadow base. I find the smaller the brush, you know, you don't really have to like change them between flatter and fluffy brushes. When they become that small, they tend to all be pretty pretty stiff, I guess you could say. So so now I'm just kind of working in smaller sections and just applying that green all over that white. And I chose white because I knew that the green would be the most vibrant on top of that white eyeshadow base. Now I'm going to apply this black liner, or it's a KAJAL, if you would, to the waterline. This is one of my favorite pencil liners. It just goes on super creamy, stays for a very long time, and is really, really black. So I'm applying that also to the outer corner, the outer edge of my eyeline. And I'm really focusing on that outer corner because I'm not going to do a strong wing or anything like that, but smudging this into my top lashes just on that outer corner will give a little bit of definition, and it gives the smallest minimalism, not wing, but just it gives a little bit of the illusion that my eye line goes a little further than it naturally does. So just using a flat eyeliner brush just to pull that eyeline out a little bit on the outer end, just kind of elongates that outer corner of my eye. Now I'm going to use the Ardell lashes and number 113, but I'm only going to cut the outer half of it just for the wing, for the wispy area of that lash, just to kind of give my eyelashes a little bit of length on the outer corner. And I take the tweezers when the glue is about 70% dry and kind of squeeze the lashes together so that they look very natural. So this time I'm not doing like a full contour, but I'm just contouring my cheeks a little bit, right along my cheekbone, and then taking the beauty blender and just blending that out. I have very full cheeks, so they're very rounded. So if I don't feel like contouring, the least I will do is maybe my cheek area, just to kind of give a little bit of like height and lift to my cheek area, and a little bit more of an angle than kind of the full roundness that they naturally are. Then after that, I'm going to go over my entire face, even the lighter areas, the highlighted areas, all of that, with the powder that actually matches my skin tone. And this will just kind of help to bring all those pieces together, the highlight, the contour, the lighter foundation, the foundation that matches my skin, bring it all together and melt it together as one unit. Then with a cheek brush, I am going to apply this Rust eyeshadow along my cheekbones. I was using it originally as a bronzer, but it wasn't really showing up as a bronzer, and since I used to use this as a bronzer all the time in the past, y'all, but I've since changed, and I've noticed that it's not really even showing up that well on my skin, so I'm just gonna leave it there kind of as a cheek color, just as a light cheek color. I haven't been loving cheek colors lately. So I applied this all over the skin kind of as a bronzer, but it wasn't showing up. And yeah. Now with this 3-in-1 brow pencil, I'm going to use the end of a eyeshadow brush and apply this ink, this like brownish ink, all over on top of my beauty marks, just to restore them because they got covered by the foundation. And I find that when I do that, it makes my foundation and my makeup look a little bit more natural and more like regular skin, because you know, you kind of see those natural marks coming through. So I tend to do this when I want my foundation in my face to look a little bit more natural and like my skin. After the lips are done, we're going to go to the eyes and apply some mascara on the bottom lashes. I find that putting mascara on the bottom lashes when you have a colorful, shadow underneath there, it really kind of pops your bottom lashes and makes them even look longer and thicker than they naturally do. And then I'm going to also apply mascara to the top lashes. And that's the look, you guys.